up Susan Hall, followed by my very own minister, Reverend Hilton Smith, who will give the closing benediction. Susan.
Good afternoon. I'm Susan Hall. I'm Director of Community Relations and Curator at Western Reserve Historical Society, and I've had the honor and the privilege and pleasure to serve on the African American Cultural Garden Task Force as the co-chair, along with Kevin Shaw and Councilman Jeffrey Johnson, as on the Committee for Community Outreach and Marketing. Welcome again. Today, I've been charged with the task of making acknowledgments. And prior to do that, instead of just acknowledging people, I'd like to acknowledge the mission that we selected for the garden. Hope it transfers for many, many years and generations to come. The African American Cultural Garden is a tribute to the history, culture, artistry, and enduring strength of people of African and African heritage throughout Greater Cleveland, the United States, and the African diaspora. Oftentimes, while working on this project, people would say to me, "What are they doing?" And my response then and today is, "Who are they?" I don't know who they are, but I do know who you are, who I am, who we are. There is no they, there is us. There's you and me. And without that, we would not have this here today. The third principle in Kwanzaa I will cite is Ujima, collective works. And it's the collective works of many communities that made not only this garden here, but all the gardens on the boulevard, on MLK and East Boulevard possible. And without that continued community support, we would not have this one and many others yet to come, because our community is diverse. Diverse in wealth, diverse in spirit, diverse in race, diverse in projects, and this is one of many that we need to continue to support. But in the African American community, I charge those of African and African heritage to celebrate today. It's been a long time in coming, and that as a community, we made it happen. And to further the acknowledgments, I would first like to recognize the Association of African American Cultural Garden Executive Board and many of their members who are here today wearing the beautiful yellow t-shirts emblazoned with the Sankofa bird. And their executive board is Ernestine Baker Hall, Carlos Ewing, Levita W. Ewing, James Gay, Curtis Griggs, Charlie M. Guest, Dr. Eugene Jordan, Beverly Lloyd, Charlene Troy, Johnny M. Wallace, Gloria Waits, and Ernestine Williams. Can we give them a round of applause? They have worked tirelessly for many, many decades, not just this past year on this project, and will continue to do so. So please join them as a member. Support the efforts that they do throughout the season here on the garden site. Next, I'd like to recognize all the members of the African American Cultural Garden Task Force. And they are John Analipo, Daniel Bickerstaff, Darnell Brown, Kevin Conwell, Carl Ewing, Ronnie Dunn, Catherine Hall, myself, Susan Hall, Jeffrey Johnson, Robert Render, Daryl Rush, Kevin Shaw, Hilton Smith, Rory Turner, Latoya Walker Minor, and Anthony Whitfield. Please give them a round of applause. It has been over the last 9 years that this task force was charged with bringing this moment to fruition. And today, here we are. But along the way, our ex officio member, Mayor Frank G. Jackson, asked us to step it up, and we did. And the way we stepped it up was by including additional people to the committee. And our African American Cultural Garden Fund Development Committee is comprised of Ina Jo Davis Chappelle, Lonnie Coleman, Reverend Dr. Todd Davidson, Vicki Eaton Johnson, Daryl McNair, Randell McShepard, Reverend Dr. Tony Minor, and Tim Tramble. Today, their efforts, their hard efforts in a very short period of time compared to so many others, not to say that lessen all the work that many have done, have brought us to this moment today. And for that, I thank you, and let's give them a round of applause.